So in my notes here, I've got, feeling more like we're squaring up the club face with more of the body turn than just the hands alone.
Yeah.
Is that what we're kind of feeling?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, also talked about closing up your body lines at address. You're a little bit too open at setup, so making sure that we're more square or feeling closed. It's a big part. Very good. How's our distance so far with this?
Good. I mean, sitting in the mid 130s usually.
Okay, good. It's always another thing I want to make sure is that we're turning with efficiency, but we have power too,
Yeah.
right? Don't want our numbers going down. Just a little bit of a pull there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you feel that?
Yeah.
Any questions about today or anything I can answer for you?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I feel like with the driver, if I can see what I'm doing wrong,
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll be able to figure it out.
I think so too. That, when you came to me, that was more of your strength than anything else.
Yeah.
So I think we focused so much on the irons to get that dialed into where they need to be that we've kind of lost touch with the driver a little bit. I think if we can kind of touch in on
Yeah.
today's session, get that taken care of for us. What club are we going to? Seven. Okay. Good body turn right there, buddy. See how fast you were able to go through that thing?
Mm-hmm.
All right. How are we doing here, big guy?
All right.
Okay. What seems to be the issue?
I just
Think that one a little
lost.
heavy?
Yeah, I just lost a few there.
We'll check clean at impact. There you go. Good. Here we go. Better open. All right. So let me ask you this. What do you think the average what do you think the average tour player hits their 7-iron? What do you think their carry is?
Carry? Probably say 170.
No, the average tour player, oh, it's in meters. I don't know what the hell that means. I just want to see. And that way we can get a good comparison. Why would you have it in meters? I mean, we're not even in Sweden or wherever the hell this thing's from. $157 meters is how many yards?
Oh, let's see, it's around 70.
171.
Yeah.
You're pretty close. So that's what the average is, right? And you're hitting it about the average. Okay? Your club head speed's actually about, what, maybe 2 or 3 miles an hour ahead of that. whatever it is. What does it say, speed on a 7-iron?
90.
90, you're at 94. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is that we don't need to get any more than what we have right there.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? You don't need to get anything more out of our irons than what we already have right there.
Yeah.
Okay, you're doing absolutely fine. And I think what happens is that we start to chase a little bit of some distance, get a little bit more, and then we start to get our through line off to the right or off to the left a little bit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're doing really good on your speeds, what I want you to know. Okay, ready to take that off?
Yeah. I'm getting hot.
Any questions right now? Anything I can help you with?
No, I think we're ready to take them on the driver.
Okay, let's go on to that then. New shirt?
Yeah, and new pants.
I'll tell you what, they look good, man.
Just trying to go for like the kind of an older golf kind of feel.
Gotcha, man. You look good, man. Look good, play good, right?
That's what they say.
So I'll let you hit a few, kind of warm up just a little bit with the driver, and then I'll take an analysis of it, okay?
Good start. 2-yard carry.
Plays one from there.
This thing's like night and day, I swear. He's god awfully at showing a stretch through the arrow right now.
Okay, so as far as what we can see here, it's still coming back with improve the alignment. Okay, improve alignment. Your chest and pelvis are too open, pointing too far left to the target. So we want to get that closed up. So we'll exaggerate that quite a bit. Okay, let's see what it has to say.
Creates a ripple-down effect that influences the backswing, downswing, and follow-through. Poor alignment leads to all sorts of swing problems. Alignment at setup is measured with chest and pelvis turn at address. Don't forget, check out those recommended drills.
Okay, so let's try to get a good feeling getting that closed a little bit for one. Okay. Where's the other one? maintain, you're standing up and losing your posture in the backswing. You're lifting the club. Let's take a look, see what it says.
We spotted in your swing that you're standing up, also known as losing your posture. Standing up makes it considerably more difficult to make solid contact because the added motion required of us in the downswing. Standing up is when the chest is lifting higher than where it was at setup. This can be measured with the chest lift tracker at the top of the backswing. Don't forget, check out those records.
So there we go. Let's see if it can kind of show us this. So at address, they're saying you're too open right here. And then let's see if we can see the lift. So they're saying you're lifting right about here.
Very small though.
Very small. Very small. See if we see it.
Yeah, it's like very tiny.
But let's try to go with just the first one of getting the body lines a little bit closed, okay?
Yeah.
All right, and I'm going to take a look down the line here as well, okay?
So
Any questions?
Essentially, just feel like, I mean, I'm pointing right.
Yeah, let's just
but,
do,
I mean,
yeah.
trying to have my body turned a little more like towards the other wall over here.
Yeah, so let's just kind of go with that and see what kind of happens there a little bit.
Yeah.
And see where you kind of get with your feels on that. Because that seems to be one that keeps reoccurring on this. It says your
Yeah.
body lines are open. So let's try to get those a little bit more square.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So down the line, you only had one problem, okay, and that's a flat shoulder turn. Your hands aren't going inside, but you're still getting a flat shoulder turn, okay? So
Just gotta get the hands higher.
hands higher, but let's think about this real quick, okay? Right? If I got you just like this, right, and got into position right here,
Yeah.
our turn needs to be, in this direction, needs to be anywhere from 35 to 45 degrees down, okay? Right now, you're at about 31, okay? So we
Yeah.
need to get that left shoulder down more this way than this way, okay? Getting ourselves to turn around our T-spine better. Does that make sense? Okay, good. That's going to be more of an up and down than a round kind of swing.
Yep.
Okay, good. Right?
turning my shoulders too much?
Yes. Yes. If I could get you to right here,
Yeah.
that's all you need to turn, right? Look at
Mhm.
Brooks right here.
Yeah,
all you need.
that's what I noticed with the comparison there between us.
Right, so,
That shoulder turn.
right, but the big thing is here is like, one thing that we did talk about here just a little bit, right? Is that we want to feel like our hip turn is a little bit less as well, too.
Yeah.
You see how that's really getting deep right there,
Yeah.
okay? Right, but you see how when you over rotate here like this, watch when you come on in, your chest comes back behind here. Right, and you see how much you're really trying to get behind that ball now?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look at Brooks here. Good, good, good. Right, doesn't seem to have as much hip turn as you do. Right, you can still see his belt buckle is pointing maybe over here. Yours would be kind of back over here. You see that? Okay. Comes through here. Boom, boom, boom. Right, he's an amazing machine anyway. Glad to see he's back. Just want to see what that does here. I think he does pretty good with just his. There's your issue right there. You see that?
Mhm.
Okay, so when your head gets here, you see how you go into it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look. If I'm correct, I don't think you should have your head go in there at all. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
See that? Watch his head.
Yeah.
Okay. See where you're at?
Mhm.
Okay. So now you've got your spine here, and now you're going to throw it back behind that ball. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay. That's going to lead to a lot of face rotation. You see that?
Mhm.
Get it back to square. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So this is what I'd kind of, now let's kind of have a little chat about it, right? If I have open body, let's start with what we know. If I start with open body lines, right? If I start here, I know that I need to rotate extra more to get it close. Does that make sense? If we can get somewhat close to start off with, you see how my shoulders are already set in this position?
Mhm.
I can just get to right here and not feel like I have to turn so much to get into that position. Does that make sense? For
Yeah.
number one. Okay, and then number two, this is why you're a really good iron player. You see how that head kind of stays there like this? That's really good for irons, but we don't want that head getting here for woods. Does that make sense? All right, see how you're throwing yourself back over here now?
Mhm.
Okay. And as you can kind of see with Brooks here. Back behind there. Maybe gets a little bit towards it, right? But then,
It stays behind it. Yeah.
correct. Okay? Does that make sense, big guy?
Yeah.
Any questions of what you see there? Do you want to see it again?
No, I think it's just trying to limit a big shoulder turn, and then I guess I like what he did with his head. Like
Mhm.
kind of, it was like a slight sway to
Yeah.
get it back a little bit, but then he just kept it back in that same spot.
Right, yeah.
So-
You know, remember, there is going to be a little bit of a lateral sway back. I mean, now Brooks puts it way up front, right?
Yeah.
And then he really gets back over here and he really shifts on into it, right? But he plays a little bit of a fade, power fade, right? And that's
Mhm.
going to accommodate that a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, but the big thing is that if I had a line right here with his head, you see that he gets back over here. As he comes through, his head still stays away from this. As he comes through, he's back behind it, right?
Mhm.
For you, as you get here, it's like once you get up to the top, you get into that thing a little bit,
Yeah.
right? And that's just over rotation of the shoulders and hips.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So let's feel like we got closed body lines, and we're taking more of like a 3/4 swing or a 3/4 turn with our body.
Gotcha.
Okay, great. I'm gonna let you hit a few here. I'm gonna be kind of quiet and just kind of let you kind of figure it out. See if you can figure it out on your own. If not, then we're gonna jump in there, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Better jump with the low point. Right, rotating less. Right, less is more. I still want to take a look at that one real quick, okay? I know it wasn't the result that we wanted. Much better. And
Yeah.
I know it's not the result that we were wanting for, but look how much we've got that swing to shorten up. It doesn't seem like we're over rotating as much. Let's see how our head is doing. Okay? So you're keeping your head away from it,
Yeah.
okay? Pretty good. Maybe a little bit far away from that line, maybe just a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. But you're making improvements what you're trying to do with your head. Does that make sense?
Yeah. One thing I see with a lot of players
Mm-hmm.
that I don't see in my swing is
Mhm.
like they're getting really like I guess their arms really low and like really short and connected and be able to like get it out there
Mm-hmm.
pretty easily. Just like I guess keeping I don't know, just like elbows kind of tucked in there and trying to really feel a good release. And then I see me and I'm like still here, getting my arms extended out. That's like one thing I see. Like if you go back to the video, like you'll
Mhm.
see
Yeah.
how Brooks really keeps his like hands. I just like for me, I just like start my downswing and then it's just like a release, and
Well,
then I make contact.
I think the one thing, let's take a look and see here. I just want to kind of see. Because what you're kind of describing to me almost sounds like a slide. Does that make sense?
Well, like it's more with the trail hand or
The
trail
trail arm?
Yeah, like I guess like it starts tucked when I get into the downswing, and then as soon as I like get my hands to release, then that arm releases out. Right there. It's like fully extended, and then I make contact. And then when you look at Brooks, his elbow is just in there the entire time. And then as soon as he makes contact, bang, he releases out.
Right, if we kind of did this, right? Right? I guarantee if I look down the line here, you're not keeping that same lateral side.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
yeah. I mean, like, I think the more lateral side bend I get, the more I have to tuck in those elbows.
Okay.
And then like, if I'm back on it, that's when I have to release to get that close
So
out there.
So let's talk about this. One of the things that it brought up, right? And let me jump on in there on you, okay? Right. One of the things that one of those things that it kind of talked about was, making sure that I have a good shoulder turn, too flat of a shoulder turn, right? If I get too flat, right, my hands are going to be more here, right? Okay? If we can get more to here, you see the angle that I'm making now? Okay?
Yeah.
I think for you, why we're getting our arm out extended there is I think that we're getting too flat of a shoulder turn on the way back, okay? And then as we come through here, because we have a flat shoulder turn, we stand up and release our hands and get a little bit of an early extension. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay? So we want to try to make sure that as we go, we're getting, every bit, I want you to kind of feel like you're getting 45 degrees of shoulder turn down, right here, okay, much more, okay? And that way when I get here and I pull down, see where my elbow is, okay? But if I get on over here where I'm flat, see how everything has to start going and I got to start releasing to catch up?
Yeah.
I think that comes down to your shoulder turn. I think you have still a little too flat of a shoulder turn and you've got to pop up to get the club thrown back down. Does that make sense? All right, so think about this and let's just kind of, yeah. All right.
I'm just trying to get that feel.
Okay. But if we kind of do that, here, I'll take the club here real quick. All right, give me that kind of turn where you're just doing that. Feel like it's a steeper shoulder turn. Okay. There you go. Good. Okay. Now as you move forward, right? Step and move forward.
Like in a turn or like?
So as you go ahead, do it. You're doing good. Turn. All right. Step into your lead side. Now start turning. Okay. You see how your elbow is going to be close to your side? Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Here. Okay, because one of the other things that it said, in not with the driver, but with the other things, so you get, is the scooping, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's, when we get the forward shaft lean, when we get this going, right, getting that pressure into it, right, we start to get that shaft lean. For you, you get kind of like this a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Okay. But big thing I think would help us, right? And I'll take a video down the line here so we can kind of see what your shoulder turn is. I mean, his seem flat there, don't they?
Yeah.
Like when I see it, his seem flatter at the top here, but when he gets down here, right, look how that shoulder really transverse, okay? I mean, as I say, he's an absolute wild animal. Look at that, okay? Just creating a lot more lateral side bend than I think you are. Does that make sense, big
Yeah.
guy? Any questions there?
I don't think so.
I'm going to take one down the line here so you can kind of see it as well. Make sure that we're on the same page, okay? All right, big guy, whenever you're ready. Go ahead and give it a swing. Here we go. Much better. How did that feel for us?
A little different.
Okay, good. Very good. Okay. Here I didn't see so much face to path action going on. Okay, that's what I like to see right there. All right, let's kind of take a look and see. Pretty similar there, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, fairly similar. He's got more of a upright club, but
A little bit,
he's
yeah.
also a fade hitter, so.
Mm-hmm. A little long, right? See where that shaft is?
Yeah, need to point it more up. More,
We don't want to get it.
less wrist hinge there. I think, I feel like my hands like stop and then it's just like, or I guess like my arms stop and then my hands just kind of let that club fall just a little bit.
Drip.
Yeah.
Alright, kind of go here. Alright, he gets a little long too. Okay, so right here is where I think the issue is. Okay, see how you've got everything here
And it's falling back.
falling back. Right arm is really extending out in front of us. Right, you see that?
Mm-hmm.
See how Brooks does here, right? See how he's got the right elbow really to his side here a little bit? Okay, and yours is out and away. Okay, look at the lateral side bend that he's keeping
Yeah.
compared to you.
Yeah, I look at his legs too compared to mine.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he's more like jumping out on that right side, and I feel like I'm still staying down on it.
Correct. What's one of the things it says is to get more open at impact, right? Okay? I think, if we could kind of, get this to open up, right? Keep our lateral side bend, right? Because we want to be more, instead of being in this position at impact, we want to be more at this position. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like what we see with Brooks, right? Right here, boom. All right, so that's going to mean that I'm going to need to keep, as I go here, boom, a little less, and then as I get here, keeping that, this right shoulder driving back down, not staying up, right? And really trying to keep that, that level. Does that make sense, big guy?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's not even worry about the ball right now. Okay, let's just try to get a feel for that, right? I want you to feel like you're, how many degrees of angle is that? Probably, so what's that? Probably 30 degrees of side bend. Does that make sense? If this is 70, the other part would be 30, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so at least keeping, when I think about it, right, keeping this part 30 degrees of bend.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Okay. Mm-hmm. Right, and I'm hoping that if I can get you to kind of stay more, side bend down, right, it's going to get the left side opening up quicker. You see how that kind of works?
Yeah.
Right, but if I do this, you see how this guy stays neutral right here? But if I can get you more down here, then this guy's got to open up for us.
Yeah.
Kind of like what the thing's telling us, right?
Yeah. One thing I'm thinking of, and this is what my other coach in Iowa was
Yeah.
trying to get me to do, is like, I guess he always said I stood too far away from it. So like, reason why I would extend is because that's where my hands are set. I'm set pretty far away from it, and that's where I have to get my hands back to
Mm-hmm.
make contact. Like if I stood closer to it by like a little bit, then I have to force myself to get on that
That could be
inside.
that could be a possibility. Here's another great little thing to do here, right? So if I want to try to maintain that proper lateral side bend, kind of get my left hand on over there, right? If I swing under that, right, that's probably a lot more lateral side bend than what you're used to, right?
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So give that a feel for me, right? Left hand on top. Good. All right. And then swing under it. All right. Look how fast your left hip opens up when we do this. You see that?
Yeah.
Right? Does that give you a good feel for what we're
Yeah.
trying to do with that?
Yeah. I think I do want to try and see like what it would look like. I guess feel like being a little bit closer to the ball,
Yeah.
just to see if that makes any difference.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm all for that. Let's just take a look here at setup here, right? And let's just see if we see anything. So, look at you. Okay. So, what I'd like to kind of see here maybe is maybe a little bit more chest over the ball a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, bring the hands in a little bit. See how that would work?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try that for just a setup, for just a sec, okay? All right, a little bit more chest lean over it maybe, and hands inside, just a little bit,
Okay.
okay? Okay. Let you kind of, let that kind of marinate in your mind. Now a little fade to it.
Just want to take a look at that. Just to see.
You want to see the swing?
Yeah.
Down the line, okay?
Yeah.
Trying to catch that ball there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, see how you're extending up
Yeah.
here? Your impact.
Yeah. I felt myself jump out of that. I just wanted to see.
Just a little narrow with that downswing.
Just need to stay in here. Stay in here and get to here.
What happened there?
Oh, tried to stay down in it and then just gave myself a dummy mark.
Where we hit that at?
It's really high. No lower T maybe. I'm trying to not feel myself pop up
Okay.
and like feel like I'm trying to not extend, but we'll see. So lower T.
first thing we're gonna do, first thing I'm gonna do on you here, okay? So I'm just gonna try to make some big changes here. Go ahead and set up for me. Okay. I want this really closed. Yep, yep, okay. Give me a chance on that, okay? I want it really closed, everything feeling closed to us, okay? It's okay. Feel like it's really closed up for us, okay? Start there. Posture. Ah. Okay. This might be what our issue is right here.
We noticed in your swing that you have
Reverse pivot.
a reverse pivot is when the chest is closer to the target than the pelvis at the top of the backswing. We can measure this with our sway gap tracker. Sway gap is measuring the difference between where the center of the chest is and the center of the pelvis. When we have a positive sway gap at the top of the backswing, that means you have a reverse pivot. Don't forget, check out those
Okay.
right.
All right, so, okay, that's probably due to over rotation and coming out of posture. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got to get to the point where we're feeling like we're turning a little bit less. I think we're just turning so much that we're getting out of posture. Chest is going this way, and then we get back over here and trying to release the club a little bit. Okay. Be on board, that's good.
That one felt different.
That one feel different?
Yeah, 3 behind it.
Good. Because I've got that one. All right, so down the line, the one that you hit previously that you felt really good about, the only thing we detected was a flat shoulder turn.
Okay.
Okay?
So
So,
might be where I went left.
Want to take a look at that one?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so, but, all right. Why don't you hit one more and then we'll take a little break for just a sec, okay? Come back a little refreshed on this, okay? Yeah, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I really like what you kind of said, what your coach was talking about with your hands. I think that's on a good point. Okay. And the reason that is, all right, let me show you here, right? You see where Rory's got his hands, right? And you've got yours, okay? Pretty similar position, right? Okay. Now, as we can kind of see here with Rory, as he comes through here, hands stay on that line, they go inside of it, of course. Gets on in here, and he really rotates and turns, and he gets his hands just back to the inside or back to where they were, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's pretty paramount. Now, most players are going to be just a little bit ahead of the line, and that's fine, okay? But if we take a look at yours here, right? There's where our hands start, okay? Kind of off the get-go, you're pushing them out in the way a little bit to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
You see that? Okay. But then as you have to traverse the club, you see how you traverse the club, you're getting it back behind you, you start to push your weight, your waist forward. And you see where your hands start to end up.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is what's causing to a lot of what I'm seeing right now, a lot of low and left shots.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, does that give you a good visual of what?
Yeah.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I just need to get my hands back on that line. I impacted what.
So
That's
here,
what you're
let's
saying.
not worry about the ball real quick. Let's just get the club here and let's try to get a feel here, okay? All right, so if I kind of put this right on over here like this, okay? All right, just make me a small little backswing and try to bring your club back on in underneath that, right? What are you gonna have to do with your body to make your hands get back to that position? All right, what do you feel like you need to kind of do?
Right, just that little turn to get it to stay underneath.
All right, but do you notice how your weight's, your rear end's going this way,
Mm-hmm.
right? Well, you can see in the video here, right? Okay, the only way our hands are going to get up that high. Okay. Now here's the thing. Like people like Scotty Scheffler has early extension, right? But where's his hands? Down in here, right? Okay, not out in the way. Okay, so let's try it again. Can you take like a half swing? Are you noticing anything different what you're doing with this motion compared to your full swing?
I mean, not really. I mean, just I guess lower. I guess it's mostly just the feeling with those hands was just different. I didn't really feel much with the other parts of the body.
Okay. Well, to me, it looks like you're getting your left side to turn a lot quicker, right, to allow your hands to stay down.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
So if you set up again, go ahead, set up for me. Right? Now if you take a swing, right, and you kind of move your hips towards me, does that seem like the feeling that you're making?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Right? Now let me ask you this. How much did you feel your hip move on that?
A little bit.
Not as much as before,
Yeah.
right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so it kind of ties back into that idea, right, of getting that hip out of the way, right, and keeping our hands low, right?
Mhm.
But once I start to, you know, the big problem for us is that you get like this and you get a little extension right here, and then you really pull down hard, and you see how if I pull down hard, what happens? When I pull that down, I'm pushing something up, right? And I get on over here like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we want to kind of have it, you know, a little less turn like we talked about, right? Here, right? And then as I get on in here, it's going to be a lot easier for my hands to stay down, right? Because I'm going to maintain my posture, and then I'm going to be able to hit up. Does that make sense,
Yeah.
big guy?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm going to let you hit a few here.
and try and like have that foot flare like we did a
Okay.
while ago.
I like that. All right, allowing that left side to turn open. Good. Why don't you go back and do the drill where we put the hand on top of the shaft and try to get under it. Let's try to work on that lateral side bend a little bit, okay? Yeah. Do that a couple times. So let's take a look here, okay? Let's just take a look at what we're trying to do here, okay? So here's where we're at right now, okay? As far as okay, so you see where we're at right there, right? Let's take a look at this just as a drill here and take a look what our body is supposed to be. All right, see how your rear end's staying back behind you there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See how much shoulder tilt we have there compared to you see what we're talking about with the flat shoulder
Mm-hmm.
turn and everything? Okay. So as you can kind of see, those are where the shoulders kind of need to be, right? And if we kind of look at Rory, you're kind of more in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I just kind of put just put something out over here. Put something. Does that give you an idea right there at least?
Mm-hmm.
You see what
It
I'm
looks,
saying?
it looks like I'm getting that side bend like after contact.
Correct, correct. All right, so, and I think that's just because we get here, and it's just ever so slightly, that little raise up right there. Okay?